Gang. This your boy Hyphen Jersey. You're tuning to Hyphen Eagles. Man, thanks to everybody that been liking, following, subscribing. I like to show love. If you've been following me, you already know I stay consistent at that. Continue to like, continue to follow, to continue to subscribe. Man, much appreciated. We coming with these videos and yo, let's talk, y'all. So you can get if you've been wanting to vent about what you got to say about the Eagles or the team the Eagles play against your team or whatever, like NFL period, just jot it down and we get the discussion going on. But first, second, most like if you're coming from different platforms, if you know you want to feed in into the live and you want to comment down and everything, just go to the YouTube channel right here. Follow that YouTube Hyphen Eagle One. Subscribe, follow, like, and you subscribe. You could, put your comment in, join into the live stream. If you want to talk, you want to get your word in and your opinions. Even if you disagree or agree, it doesn't matter. Like, I appreciate your feedback and your ideas. So let's get to talk. And if you want to follow me to continue to stay with the videos and everything, you can follow me on Twitter right there, Young Jers _Jers 973. You already know, man. So appreciate it. Thank you for everybody that been following, that been with us from day one. We appreciate that. But I ain't gonna keep y'all so long. Just want to keep a brief thing about this. Hold on. Let me I'm gonna put the YouTube back up. So people who ever want to join in or whatever, you want to put your comments in. That's what it right there. Like, but yeah, like, yo, thanks. When it comes to the Eagles and it comes to what we've been doing from week 1 to week 7, I understand when we first started out, when we first came out and everything was a little iffy, dealing with our coaching, dealing with our coaching and dealing with what the defensive side was what had to fix in because who we lost and what we had to account for and all of the young players that would have to step in, and we were just trying to figure out who was going to solidify a lot of positions, the safeties, especially the linebackers, and our D-line was already solidified with all those dogs that we got on there, but like, coming in, dealing with our coaches, Sean Desai on the defense side had to get comfortable and figure out what he could dial in for this team, and for Brian Johnson, he start off a very, very, very slow start dealing with this offense. You already know when I made if you watch my videos of what I spoke and how I felt about what he was doing, I felt about him, and that last game that we did against the Dolphins, I saw progress, and I like that. I saw that, he changed up and he dialed in something. You got a lot of arguments that people saying that, they felt like Nick Sirianni stepped in and he took over and he started making the doing the play calling and start making the plays. I didn't really see that. I missed that. I must have missed that, dealing on the camera or whatever. But who knows? Like, even so, it's just the offense is now in period. The offense is coming together and figuring out how to get the offense rolling. So I like that when I saw in the Dolphins game that they adjust and they came out and had some check down plays to move the chains and get downfield. And what I really like in that Dolphins game is that I saw, because you see a lot of teams that they don't do it, and this is what that goes wrong. When you're running the ball and you're running it, and you see that the team is stopping the running and you're not really getting the yardage that you will like from the run. You see a lot of coaches and a lot of teams, they start going away from it, and then they just start passing it. And a lot of times that work, but a lot, I say sometimes it work, and I say most of the times that don't work, because then you're put yourself in one dimensional, and now that give the time the defense to control the game and understand what you're going to do next because of they know you can't run it. But to stay consistent and not to go away from the run, to not allow that to be preparing you is because they stopping your run to continue to run the ball, even though you're not getting positive yardage. You're not getting all that much yard. No, you're getting positive yardage, but you're not getting chunks of positive yardage. You're not getting a lot of positive yardage from your run game. Because to dial in play to consistently stick with the run, no matter what. That's what I like, because that's why I seen like a lot of coaches felt like, yo, stick with it. You might not really getting that much, but you keeping the defense honest. Why? Because they still got to play the run. They still like, okay, we are stopping it, but they still running it. So we gotta still account for it, because if we just go away from it and just play the pads because we feel like we stop at a run, any day, any given time, they could run it and have a house call, like, or give a 15 to 20 yard run that we wasn't expecting. So now they gotta still account for the run, and that was open up the passing game. That will open up, give it time, will open up the passing game, which happened. That's what I saw in our offense game, what that gave me dealing with the Dolphins. We stick with the run. We didn't go away from it because of they stopping it, and that continued to open up our passing, and it became a passing game. Why? Because we stuck with the run. But I just want that, that's here and there. I just want to put that into what I feel like what we are trying to do from week 1 to week 7, and I feel like we are finding something, and we are dialing in a good game plan on the offensive side. But yeah, hold on right quick. But yeah, I feel like that's what we're that we are trying to do, and that's what we are finding ourselves in. That's what that I like to see is progress, and I like to see us stepping up and we getting into what we needs to be at. Like they've been saying for the longest, they've been saying that, yo, we've been winning games ugly, and we've been winning games trying to find ourselves, and we are still winning. Despite the Jets game that I feel like we still had a chance to win, but it was just a sloppy game. That happens. We 9 out of 10 we get at least one sloppy game a year, but it's not what you do, is how you respond after it. And for us to respond to the Dolphins the way we did, then that's good. A lot of people talking about before I get to the rankings, I just want to brief on these little things and all that. Then I'm gonna end it off with the rankings. But a lot of teams that's saying talking with the Dolphins, talking about Dolphins versus refs and everything, talking about the refs this, and they talking about 10 penalties to 0 penalties and all this other stuff. Dolphins fans just want to find anything to dilute our win against the Dolphins. Like first of all, like, it was no Dolphins versus the rest. It was Dolphins versus Dolphins on a stick, because y'all was hurting yourself. Those penalties that was called was legit penalties. It wasn't makeup penalties. They was actually full starting. They was offsides. You could see it was offsides. It was offsides. They were holding. They're talking about the call got called back. The touchdown got called back by Tyreek Hill. It was a holding call. He wrapped his hand around his neck and stopped his movement towards the quarterback. If you're going to do that, the ref is going to call that 9 out of 10 all the time. That was a holding call. He should not. Tua would have probably got the pass off, even if I forget who came in that line. Even if he came and got a hit on Tua, he still would have got the ball out, and that would have been a touchdown for Tyreek Hill. So that was your offensive line fault. He should have never wrapped his arms around his neck to stop any progress. It's the same thing you saw. Y'all want to talk about, but what happened with when it came to the Chiefs game and the Eagles game on the Super Bowl, when Bradbury tugged slightly it was like a slightly touch on I forget who was that. Juju. I think that was Juju. It was a tightly a little small touch on him, and they called a flag saying that was pass interference. Like, it didn't stop his progress. It ain't do nothing. That ball was way overthrown, but they still do that. Why? Because that's what it seemed and that's what it looked like. So it's the same thing. Nobody ain't make no excuse on that. We ain't hear y'all defending on that. But because he y'all want to say, it wasn't, that was a bull crap call. Like no, he wrapped it. Ref gonna call that 9 out of 10 when a line wrap your arms around the defender from this area. You wrap your arm around there and stop. And no matter how much progress you stop a little progress or whatever, it's going to be flagged. So that's your O-line fault, and that's why it was called back. There was a legit cause. Only all through the game, that's what the Dolphins was playing undisciplined. That was your fault all through the game. Those penalties was legit penalties. Only one I could understand that y'all always keep talking about, and I keep saying, and I agree, and I get it. That was a face mask that the refs didn't call. That was a legit face mask, and I'm pretty sure all Eagles fans should sum up and be to be real that was a legit face mask. That should have been called. But you still got a pick six, so to still balance it off no matter what. So just like Skip Bayless said, the ball don't lie, which I feel like Keyshawn said, the ball, I don't think the ball got a brain, but already know what that means. And that balance it back, so you can't really, y'all still got still put the game 17-17. Y'all still couldn't stop us. So I want to hear all that Dolphins the rest, because it was legit cause. Yes, we did have penalties, but the Dolphins was so consistent of their penalties that every time we get a penalty, it was offset. Why? Because you another Dolphins penalty. Stop getting penalties and allow our penalties to go in, so it will be on y'all benefit. But the Dolphins kept getting penalties, so it kept offsetting ours. So come on, there's a lot of things that I don't see these analysts and I don't see these sports spokesmen it's talking about, and they was undisciplined, So I wanted to speak on that first, because I didn't speak on that after the video, and I want to speak on that before I got on the rankings. But they're that was a legit win. We stopped them. The Dolphins hurt themselves. They was dropping passes. They was we was more, I felt, and they wasn't. So for me, getting to my point, I'm bringing up all this, and I'm getting to my point, and I'm saying before I end it off, because I gotta go handle other business. But what I'm saying is that we improving, and we are doing way more better than where a lot of people is speculatives of how we was looking in the beginning of the season. Now what I'm getting at is that I saw the rankings, and I saw that what they rank us at, ESPN. I feel like I believe they got the Chiefs 1, and they got us 2. Fox Sports got us number 1. They got the Chiefs 2. So you gonna argue between number 1, number 2 position. I'm not gonna argue it. I would give the Chiefs a slightly head. I would give you got a lot of people feel a little different going on with the Chiefs, and a lot of Eagles feel like, we should be, and I get it. It's an argument. It's a good argument between what team will be number 1 and number 2 at this moment right now on week 7. And but I will understand about the Chiefs being above us. I would give it. It's still gonna be an argument, but I will understand if you want to give them above us, just only because of the coaching position. We are still finding ourselves in that position, and they got a Hall of Famer coach on their side with a good a dynamic quarterback too. So at this moment, I would slightly give them, because they already got that. We still define ourselves on the coaches, so they could slightly take the number 1 if you want to put it. So I get that, But I was watching before I ended it off. I was watching the First Take. And I was saying, I don't know, y'all watch First Take with Steve A. Smith and Shannon Sharp, and a lot of the guys Saturday, and all these other guys that be coming up on there. But I was saying the rankings that they was doing on with who they feel, and I like the Stephen A. Smith ranking. I like who he got. He had the Chief 1, Eagles 2, Ravens 3. He had the 49ers 4, and then he had Jaguars 5. That was a pretty good. You can argue on the 5th between Lions, Jaguars, or the Dolphins, who were going to take that 5th spot. So, but it was a legit. Look, I didn't argue with that list. Only thing I had a problem with is, I only had a problem with on Shannon Sharp. Like, and I just feel like I don't know how other people be feel, but to me, I feel like since we got Jalen Hurts, he just been like kind of a little bit like a Eagles hater or something. Like it's just he's been trying to throw anything to dilute our wins and how we looking from the quarterback and from the Eagles period. And it's just like, yo, like why is he's not trying to give us all the way a props of what we doing? And it's just like, I like, don't get me wrong, I like Shannon Sharp. I like him for the man. I like what he a Hall of Famer player. I like what his who he are, the persons, his club Shay Shay. I like his podcast and everything. Well, Chad Ochocinco, I like him period, but some of his takes, I'll just be like, when it comes to the Eagles, I question them all, like, so I didn't like that he put the Ravens above the Eagles. Like, really, you gonna put them in number 2 spot and over the Eagles? Like, after they, like, don't get me wrong, I understand that the Ravens blew the Lions out. I get that. But at the same time, they still lost 2 games. We won more games than they won. Like, we're only lost 1 game. That means we finding ways to win than they are finding ways to win. They lost 2 games, 1 game from the coast and a game from the coast and a game from the Steelers. Before the Steelers was going out, they was a little iffy at that time and they lost against them. Now the Steelers is finding their way, so it's understandable the Steelers have a good record. But then at that moment, at the beginning of the season, the Steelers was playing crazy and they lost from them at that moment. So they lost 2 games, like, and you give them above the Eagles, like, come on, like, we find ways to win them, but they lost 2 games. You're gonna put, so I didn't really understand what he was saying because the Jalen Hurts was limping, so that's the reason why you Jalen Hurts was limping, so that's the reason why you put the Ravens above him. Like, if that was Patrick Mahomes limping and winning the game, we would be praising him. But you are talking about you gonna put the Ravens above the Eagles just because Jalen Hurts was limping looking like, really? Nah, that I you can't say that. Like, you can't say that. You can't put them over because what you seen in a quarterback. Like I said, if that was Patrick Mahomes limping off the field, we'd be praising him. But you're gonna put Ravens over the Eagles just because of that reason. Nah, that I can't accept that. I didn't like that take from Shannon Sharp from Shannon Sharp. I didn't like that take what he said. I disagree with that strongly. He could have came up with a better take. That was a weak take for me. And it just, to me, he just seemed like more and more of a hater more each day when we come to the Eagles. Like, but that's just the rankings. My rankings, like I said, I feel like we between 2 and 1. Now you gonna argue between the Chiefs and the Eagles. Cool, that's your argument. You could say which one you feel like could be better or not. But me, like, I would say at least between 1 and 2. You could say that we won because of reason, but I would say we never won. But I'm not gonna argue with anybody that's gonna put the Chiefs above us because of because of the coaching position. But that's it. That's the rankings. ESPN, I see they got us number 2. They got the Chiefs 1. But Fox Sports got us number 1. They got the Chiefs 2. So it's between those 2. So you jot down on what you feel like what rankings is your rankings on the top 5 teams. Let me know. We could get to talk. Let me know if you agree or disagree. I'm gonna come back with another video, but I gotta leave out to handle some business and everything. But I'm gonna come back with another video to get more talk about what we are doing and who we had picked up, because I feel like I saw that we picked up another safety from the tight end. I forget his name. I'll get back more information on that. But yeah, I'm gonna have other just continue to tune in, continue to get follows, likes, and subscribe. Let me know your ideas and we can get to talk. So I appreciate that. Let me know how you feel about it and your rankings or what it is, and that's what it is. So yeah, man, this your boy Hything Jers. Thanks for tuning in to Hything Eagles. You already know this what it is. Bird Gang.